We have learned some lessons in the aftermath of voting, and I'm hopeful steps will be taken to remedy the defects in the electoral system and the process, particularly of collation. Despite these drawbacks, the spirit of cooperation and respect exhibited by a majority of the voters and political leaders reflect the resilience and maturity of our democracy. Let us acknowledge, appreciate, and celebrate this achievement and use it as a solid foundation stone for continuous dialogue and collaboration as we work together to build the Ghana we want. To some of you, honorable members, this meeting may be the last moment of service within the corridors of Parliament, but certainly not the end of your political service or end of life. You never know what life holds in store for you. I encourage you to soldier on. Who knows? You may be, in the near future, you may join the group of members of Parliament referred to in this House as "we shall return." Kindly take heart and remain hopeful of the future.
Mr. Speaker, what happened on the 7th of December polls was a revolution, the people's revolution, what I call it. It was a revolt against a government that is obstinate, insensitive, high-handed, and dismissive of public opinion. It was a revolt against a government that called people with dissenting views names, such as detractors, cynics, naysayers. Mr. Speaker, sometimes they call views of dissenting people as Sambalat and Tobias. Ghanaians have clearly shown that they cannot be taken for granted, and that when it matters the most, they will either reward those in office or punish those in office. Right, Honorable Speaker, it is obvious that MPP has been punished for its poor governance, economic mismanagement, obstinacy, greed, state capture, arrogance of power, impunity, disrespect, lawlessness, and persecution of political opponents. Mr. Speaker, the lesson is that what happened to the MPP and the outgoing government is that the political class cannot and should not take the people of Ghana for granted. This calls for introspection on the part of the political class. It is also a call for deep soul searching on the part of those in leadership who ought to have been heard when government engages in acts of impunity, lawlessness, and destruction.
On the 7th of December, this mandate was rightfully exercised by the people of Ghana. They did so peacefully, without fear. They have elected a president and members of parliament. It is without doubt that our friends in the NDC have emerged victorious. And I take this opportunity to congratulate the leader of the minority side and his team for such an unprecedented feat. I also congratulate His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama on his election. Mr. Speaker, Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia did something very unprecedented. We've never witnessed it in the history of our politics before. Relying on his own internal coalition, at 9 a.m. on Sunday, he publicly acknowledged the outcome of the elections, conceded and congratulated the president-elect, who who was yet to be officially declared by the Electoral Commission.